This border cuts Germany in two, separates East and West, communism and democracy, repression and freedom. Its sole purpose, to keep the people of communist East Germany from fleeing to freedom in the Federal Republic of Germany, the West. Berlin has special status. In the middle of East Germany, the city is divided into 4 sectors at the end of World War II. In 1961, the western sectors are surrounded by a fortified border 155 kilometers long, the Wall. East Berlin in the early 80s. This street leads to West Berlin. Anyone entering this restricted security zone requires special permits, even visitors of the cemetery seen here on the left. It's been closed off since the wall was built. This is where the barriers marking the border begin. Going further means risking life and limb. Behind what is known as the inner wall is a place an average East German citizen may never enter. A heavily guarded strip of borderland. This is what it looks like at the start of the 1980s. The fortifications are continually reinforced and expanded. The area along the restricted zone is patrolled not only by soldiers, but also by the East German police and other watchful agents. Preventing people from fleeing communist East Germany is an elaborate and expensive operation. Two soldiers guard a 200-meter stretch of border here. In total, there are 12,000 border troops posted in Berlin. The next obstacle is a signal fence. Touch it, and a silent alarm goes off. Soldiers in the watchtowers can immediately see where the alarm has been triggered. The would-be escapee doesn't know it, but the guards are already aware of what is happening and where. The guards in the tower can alert other troops along the border and direct their operations. At night, the no-man's land around the border is lit up bright as day. In the West, this area is known as the Death Strip, a place where East German border guards will shoot to kill as a last resort to prevent an escape. The Berlin Wall claims 136 lives. The Church of Reconciliation is surrounded by the Death Strip. The wall separates the church from its parish, most of which lies in the west. In 1985, the East German regime demolishes the church. One possible reason is that it obstructs the guards' view of the border. Tank traps prevent escapees from breaking through, but also the guards. On the other side, a carpet of steel spikes 14 centimeters long seriously wounds anyone who steps on it. East German border guards call it asparagus board. Westerners nickname it Stalinrasen, or Stalin's lawn. The ground is smoothed regularly so that anyone trying to flee across it will leave a mark. And finally, the notorious Berlin Wall, 3 meters 60 tall, the last insurmountable barrier. The side of the wall facing West Berlin is still part of East Germany. Openings used by the guards to inspect the other side need 2 separate keys to unlock. One person alone cannot open them. At strategic intersections, the East German regime leaves weak points in the reinforced concrete barrier, so its tanks can break through to the west in the event of a war. Nearly everyone in the world is familiar with this view of the wall, looking from the west. Initially, observation platforms are built for West Berlin's police, later for tourists. This view at Bernauer Strasse shows that the sophisticated containment system in Berlin is far more than a wall. Berlin is a special case. West Berlin, effectively part of the Federal Republic of Germany, is located in the middle of East Germany. The border separating East and West Germany is 1,378 kilometers long. Hirtensleben is an East German village. The people here live in immediate proximity to the border fortifications. But most East Germans never get as far as Hirtensleben. Sentries stop anyone without a permit about 5 kilometers away from the border. Right on the frontier in Hirtensleben itself, the residents are confronted constantly with the threat of forced resettlement to places deeper inside East Germany. In the 1950s and 60s, those deemed to have a high potential to flee had already been resettled as part of what the East German regime called Operation Vermin. Before Germany was divided, this street simply ran a straight course. Now a concrete barrier cuts across it, blocking any view to the west, the first major obstacle of the fortified border. The no man's land here is just 40 meters wide, one of the narrowest points along the frontier between East and West Germany. Just 5 meters behind the wall is a deeply anchored alarm fence. Openings have been left in its foundation for the many rabbits living in no man's land to prevent them from triggering the alarm. Six soldiers stand guard in the watchtowers around the clock. 2 are at the top. The other 4 are posted in quarters below. In some places, guard dogs are added to the patrol of the area. A tripwire serves as a further alarm. When a person runs into it, a yellow flare is triggered. The death strip is lit up brightly at night. Live ammunition is fired at anyone trying to flee. Until 1983, landmines along the inner German border are another lethal danger. Past those, another tripwire. When triggered, it fires a red flare to let the border guards know precisely how far an escape attempt has progressed. Along the patrol route for military vehicles is another area of smoothed, bare soil. Every footprint can be seen clearly. Tank traps block all vehicles here as well. Concrete barriers are put up only in areas believed to be especially vulnerable. Most places along the inner German border are marked by a fence, 3 meters tall. There are gates where the fence meets the wall. The first few meters on the other side of the barriers are part of East Germany. Only the most reliable soldiers patrol there. Just 100 meters away, automatic firing devices shoot at anyone who hits the tripwire. Some 60,000 of these weapons are in use until 1983. Hundreds of people are killed trying to flee East Germany. The communist regime has made prisoners of its people. They are walled in.